Well, the Carleton Ravens received a rude welcome back to university football action. Western beat Carleton 71-4 in the Ravens' first football game in 15 years. In a tweet after the game, the Ravens said, "Tonight, we learned." Carleton plays their home opener against Waterloo on Saturday. It's 7:31. I'm Jeff Hopper in for Annette Gerner this morning. The U.S. Congress will hold public hearings today on U.S. President Barack Obama's plans for military intervention in Syria. Over the weekend, Obama said he would seek support from U.S. lawmakers for limited military strikes against the Syrian government. Today, Secretary of State John Kerry and other top officials will appear before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. In a media interview, Syrian President Bashar Assad warns that military strikes against his country would risk triggering a regional war. And we're joined from CTV's Ottawa Bureau by Elliot Tepper, a professor of international relations at Carleton University. Good morning, Professor.
Good morning, Jeff.
What is the likelihood President Obama will get approval for limited military airstrikes against Syria?
No one knows at the moment. It's likely the Senate will, according to conventional wisdom, will go ahead and support the president. The House is another matter. What started out as a message-sending limited strike to reinforce the international ban on conventional use of chemical weapons has now turned into a power struggle within the U.S. Congress, and it's a power struggle of the highest order because the presidency, the future of the Congress, each party is split on this. All of this is now on the table.
We're used to seeing division in the Congress, and it has been divided for some time. Why would President Obama seek approval from Congress?
You know, a week from now, he may be asking the same question. The obvious answer to that is that he would like to go into putting people in harm's way, the armed forces, with the full backing of the American people, as he put it, as shown by the representatives. But those representatives have not backed him on anything much at all since he's come to power. It's a very fractioned Congress. The key issue right now, I think, for everybody, because a lot is on the line, is since each party is split, who can control their parties? Can the Democrats carry their own? And within the Republicans, there's kind of a fight for the soul of the Republican Party going on between the Tea Party newcomers, the insurgents, and the regulars. The Tea Party has a lot on the line here. If they can carry their own position on this, which is to defeat the president, I suspect, then they will have increased sway within the Republican Party. Will they, as a Republican Party as a whole, rise to the occasion of supporting the American president, as their leader, John McCain, says, their former presidential nominee, or will they instead try to embarrass the president, crush the new Secretary of State, just as he's been appointed, John Kerry, by embarrassing America? So the question is, are they willing to, as John McCain says, embarrass America abroad for short-term political gain? So the issue here really is high politics at home, diverting from the original message abroad, which is you cannot use chemical weapons against your civilians. There are norms, and that message is aimed at future tyrants, but it's also aimed now at Iran and at North Korea in particular, because nuclear weapons are also a red line. Are we weakening the red lines over short-term political gain in the U.S. Capitol? And that's high stakes indeed.
Indeed it is. Carleton University's Professor Elliot Tepper of International Relations, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Well, it's a pleasure, Jeff.
Nelson Mandela remains in critical condition as he spends a second full day at his South African home. The former president returned home on Sunday after nearly 3 months in hospital. President Jacob Zuma told reporters that he is pleased the 95-year-old Mandela had gone home and he is responding to treatment. Mandela was admitted to hospital in June for what the government described as a recurring lung infection. Dennis Rodman says he is in North Korea to hang out with leader Kim Jong-un, to have a good time and maybe bridge some cultural gaps. A former NBA player arrived in the communist nation this morning. The visit comes after the North rejected a visit by a U.S. envoy who had hoped to bring home an American missionary jailed in the country. Rodman declined to say whether he would see the Americans' release while in North Korea. After a 2-month break, the Quebec corruption inquiry resumes today. The inquiry is expected to focus on labor unions in the province. 6 members of the powerful FTQ construction union, including top boss Yves Ouellet, are expected to testify this fall. So far, the inquiry has uncovered allegations of illegal political party financing and engineering firms colluding on contracts. A 64-year-old woman is the first person to swim from Cuba to Florida without a shark cage. American endurance swimmer Diana Nyad completed the swim in 53 hours. She had 3 messages for reporters when she reached land: never give up, you're never too old, and what she did was a team effort. She was treated for dehydration, swelling, and sunburn after the swim. And here's something you don't see every day. Motorists captured video of a stampede in Mexico City. 30 police horses got loose and galloped down one of the Mexican city's busiest streets. Police say the animals became frightened by the sound of car engines as they were being taken out of their trailers. 1 person was hurt during the incident, and some of the horses were treated for minor injuries.